Hello everyone, today I'll give you some very interesting information about festivals in the United Kingdom. There are dozens of fun festivals in the United Kingdom which are quintessentially British. You simply couldn't find them in any other country. They celebrate the island nation's remarkable history and folklore in some of the most bizarre ways possible. You really do have to see them to believe it. The first one is Harvest Festival. It's also known as a Thanksgiving holiday. It's celebrated in the United Kingdom. It's about giving thanks for a successful crop yield over the year as winter starts to approach. The festival is also about giving thanks for all the good and positive things in people's lives, such as family, friendships, and others. Harvest festivals have traditionally been held in churches but also in schools and sometimes in pubs. Some states and farms use it to hold the harvest festival in a barn. In some towns and villages, the harvest festivals are set so that the different churches do not have it on the same day. People bring in produce from their garden, allotment, or farm, and even tinned and packaged food. Often there is a harvest supper at which some of the produce may be eaten. This festival is also very interesting and really fun. The next festival is Pancake Day. In the United Kingdom, people celebrate Pancake Day. This festival takes place in February in winter on Shrove Tuesday. This is the day before Lent. Lent is an important time in the Christian calendar. It lasts 47 days. During Lent, people traditionally stop eating delicious food like cakes, chocolate, and other sweets. So on Shrove Tuesday, they must eat up all the nice food in their cupboards. So they make pancakes and they often eat them with lemon and sugar. Many British towns hold pancake races on Shrove Tuesday. People wear fancy dresses and run down the street with a pancake in a pan. They must throw the pancake in the air and catch it in the pan as they run. It must not fall on the ground. It's a really interesting festival. So I really like this festival. The tradition of pancake races started in Olney, Buckinghamshire. According to a story, a housewife made pancakes on Easter Sunday in 1445. Then she heard the church bells. She was worried because she was late for church. So she ran to church with her pan and pancake in her hand. Now Olney's pancakes race is famous. All the competitors are housewives. They must toss the pancake 3 times as they run to the church. Then they must serve their pancake to the bell ringer and receive a kiss from him. Westminster School, an old boys' school in London, has a different pancake tradition. The school cook makes a huge pancake and throws it over a 5-meter high bar. The schoolboys run to take a piece of pancake. The boy with the biggest piece of pancake wins some money. These days, few British people give delicious food for Lent, but most people eat pancakes on Pancake Day. This is also a very interesting festival which is celebrated in the United Kingdom. Next festival is Hay on Way Festival. This is tiny riverside village right on the Wales-English border. It is a book lover's paradise. Aside from the many second-hand bookstores, the village is home to the annual Hay Festival, which has rapidly grown from a tiny village feat to one of the biggest literary events of the year. The festival attracts big-name authors and readers by the thousands for the 10-day event around the end of May. While it was originally a purely literary festival, you will now also find music, films celebrated here. It is celebrated in May, as I mentioned. Next festival is Hill Cheese Rolling Festival. It is celebrated in May near Gloucester. There can be few more uniquely English events in the calendar than the Cooper's Hill Cheese Rolling. It involves rolling a round of double Gloucester cheese down a steep hill and then chasing after it. At its heart, it's just a downhill sprint with the winner getting a well-traveled cheese. It's extremely fun to watch, so as the runners often take a fumble on the round ground. This bizarre contest has attracted spectators and even competitors from around the world, with past winners coming from the US, New Zealand and Nepal. This festival is celebrated on Monday in May. Next festival is also very attracting and very famous all around the world. Its name is Hill Carnival. It's celebrated in the month of August in London. This huge street party is a dramatic demonstration of London's amazing diversity. Notting Hill Carnival was started by the British West Indian community in the area, but it has massively expanded to embrace a wide range of minority cultures in the UK. It's one of the world's largest street parades, featuring flamboyant costumes, lively music and energetic dancing. The amazing atmosphere attracts about 1 million people to central London Eye each year, so expect the city to be crowded. It is celebrated on first Monday of August. It's really one of the best festivals which is celebrated in the United Kingdom. Next festival is Hood Festival. This is celebrated in August, Sherwood Forest near Nottingham. The Robin Hood Festival is a little like the Jorvik Viking Festival, only from a different time period and a different country. You still get the fun historical feel, the dramatic duels with period weaponry, unique stalls and interesting attractions. As the name suggests, this festival celebrates the iconic hero of British mythology. Expect something like a pop-up village to emerge in the historical woodland of Sherwood Forest, covering an area of about half a square mile, with in-carry lessons, jousting, fancy dress and folkloric theatre, making it especially good for kids. This festival is celebrated on first week of August. Next British festival is Fringe Festival. It is celebrated in August in Edinburgh. The Fringe started as an alternative to the traditional entertainments of the Edinburgh International Festival. Its massive popularity means that it snowballed so much that it's not only bigger than the festival it once fringed, but it's bigger than any other arts festival in the world. Around 50,000 performers play at hundreds of venues across the city, showcasing modern theater, comedy, cabaret, dance, magic, and virtually any other kind of art you can name. It takes place across virtually the entire month of August and brings a lively bohemian atmosphere. This festival is celebrated in August and it's a really interesting festival. Next British festival is Bonfire Night. Yes, it is very amazing festival and it is very remarkable and it's celebrated in November. Thanks for Vendetta, the British fondness for Bonfire Night is now world famous, though perhaps a little misinterpreted. The festival celebrates the fact that the religious fanatic gay folks was stopped from blowing up Parliament and traditionally involves burning an effigy of the luckless bomber. Nowhere in the United Kingdom does this more dramatically than Lewis in East Sussex, with its street parades, rolling barrels of flaming tar along the streets, and truly massive bonfires on the outskirts of town, with a stunning fireworks display at the end it all. It's a small town but a very popular festival, so expect a bit of a crash on the narrow streets. Next festival name is Patrick's Day. It is celebrated on 5th November. St. Patrick's Day, or the Feast of Saint Patrick, is a cultural and religious celebration held on 17th March, the traditional date of Saint Patrick, the foremost patron saint of Ireland. The day commemorates Saint Patrick and the arrival of Christianity in Ireland, and celebrates the heritage and the culture of the Irish. In celebrations generally involve public parades and festivals, Irish traditional music sessions, and the wearing of green attire or shamrock. Leprechauns are actually one reason you are supposed to wear green on St. Patrick's Day, or risk getting pinched. Today in the United Kingdom, it's celebrated on All Hallows Eve, the night of October 31, the last night of October, which was originally the eve of Samhain. Trick or treat. Many of today's Halloween traditions are associated with America. However, they originated in Celtic history. For example, the custom of trick or treat originated in England as Mischief Night, when children declared one Lewis Night of unpunished pranks. In the late 19th century, the Irish believed that the little people of fairies played pranks on Halloween, led boys and young men to carry out practical jokes on that night. Nowadays, children dress up in costumes and go from door to door. When they knock on the door or ring the doorbell and yell, "Trick or treat, trick or treat." The idea being that the owners of the house give the children a treat. It may be sweets or money or something like this, or the children will play a trick on them. I believe that in legal terminology this is called extortion. Jack-o'-lantern Halloween. It was the Irish who brought the tradition of the jack-o'-lantern to America. Nowadays, the typical jack-o'-lantern is a pumpkin whose top and stem have been carved off, and inner membranes and seeds scooped out of leave a hollow shell. Sections of a side are carved out to make a design, usually a face. It is possible using thicker and thinner sections cut with differing tools to create surprisingly detailed and realistic design. A light source, traditionally a candle, it's placed inside the pumpkin and the top is put back into place, often after a chimney is carved in the lid in order to allow heat to escape. The light illuminates the design from the inside. Jack-o'-lanterns are generally made from large turnips, beets and sweets. Before the introduction of the now more familiar pumpkin from the Americas, it was believed to be the night when the barrier between the living world and of the spirits was at its weakest. In the old days, people lit bonfires to ward away evil spirits, and in some places they used it to jump over the fire to bring good luck. The next British festival I'm going to tell you is Oak Apple Day, also known as Restoration Day or Royal Oak Day, was an English public holiday observed annually on 29th May to commemorate the restoration of the English monarchy in May 1660. In some parts of the country, the day is still celebrated. In 1660, Parliament passed into law an act for a perpetual anniversary Thanksgiving on the 9th and 20th day of May, declaring 29th May a public holiday for keeping of a perpetual anniversary for a day of thanksgiving to God for the great blessing and mercy we had been graciously pleased to vouchsafe and the people of these kingdoms after their manifold and grievous sufferings in the restoration of His Majesty. Oak Apple Day is also celebrated in the Cornish village of St. Neot. The vicar leads procession through the village. He is followed by the tower captain holding the oak board. A large number of the villagers follow walking the church. A story of the history of the event is told, and then the vicar blessed the branch. The tower captain throws the old branch down from the top of the tower, and the new one is hauled to the top. Everyone is then invited to the vicarage gardens for refreshments and a barbecue. Up to 12 noon, villagers wear a sprig of red, it means new, oak, and in the afternoon wear a sprig of boy's love. Tradition dictates that the punishment for not doing this results in being stung by nettles. The next British festival is Christmas. Yes, Christmas is very famous all over the world and it's celebrated in Christian countries. Christmas is an annual commemorating the birth of Jesus Christ, observed on 25 December, a feast central to the Christian liturgical year. It is preceded by the season of Advent or the Nativity fast and initiations, the season of Christmas tide, which historically in England lasts 12 days and culminates on 12th night. Christmas decorations are put up in shops and town centers from early November. Many towns and cities have a public event involving a local or regional celebrity to mark the switching on of Christmas lights. Decorations in people's homes are commonly put up from early December, traditionally including Christmas tree, cards, lights, both inside and outside of home. Every year, Norway donates a giant Christmas tree for the British to raise in Trafalgar Square as a thanks for the helping during the Second World War. Christmas carolers at Trafalgar Square in London sing around the tree on various evenings up until Christmas Eve, and Christmas decorations are traditionally left up until the evening of January 5, the night before Epiphany. Is considered bad luck to have Christmas decorations up after this date. In practice, many Christmas traditions, such as the playing of Christmas music, largely stop after Christmas Day. Mince pies are traditionally sold during the festive season and are a popular food for Christmas. Other traditions include hanging advent calendars, holding the nativity plays, giving presents, and eating the traditional Christmas dinner. Boxing Day is a bank holiday, and if it happens to fall on a weekend, then a special bank holiday Monday will occur. Other traditions include carol singing, sending Christmas cards, going to church, and watching the Christmas pantomime for children. Father Christmas is the traditional English name for the personification of Christmas. Also, now known as a Christmas gift bringer and normally considered to be synonymous with American culture's Santa Claus, which is known worldwide. He was originally part of an unrelated and much older English folkloric tradition. The recognizable modern figure of the English Father Christmas developed in the late Victorian period, but Christmas had been personified for centuries before then. English personifications of Christmas were first recorded in the 15th century, with Father Christmas himself first appearing in the mid-17th century in the aftermath of the English Civil War. The Puritan-controlled English government has legislated to abolish Christmas, considering it papist, and had outlawed its traditional customs. Royalist political pamphleteers linking the old traditions with their cause adopted Old Father Christmas as the symbol of the good old days of feasting and good cheer. Following the Restoration in 1660, Father Christmas's profile declined. His character was maintained during the late 18th century and into the 19th century by the Christmas folk plays later known as Mummers Plays. Until Victorian times, Father Christmas was concerned with adult feasting and merrymaking. He had no particular connection with children, nor with the giving of presents, nocturnal visits, stockings, or chimneys. But as later Victorian Christmases developed into child-centric family festivals, Father Christmas became a bringer of gifts. The popular American myth of Santa Claus arrived in England in the 1850s, and Father Christmas started to take on Santa's attributes. By the 1918s, the new customs had become established, with the nocturnal visitor sometimes being known as Santa Claus and sometimes as Father Christmas. He was often illustrated wearing a long red hooded gown trimmed with white fur. Any residual distinctions between Father Christmas and Santa Claus largely faded away in the early years of the 20th century, and modern dictionaries consider the terms Father Christmas and Santa Claus to be synonyms. Countless celebrations take place annually in the United Kingdom, ranging from royal to religious and traditional to modern. This great country has been around for almost 1,000 years and has been influenced by many other cultures that existed before its formation. To sum up, British festivals are really enjoyable and fun. If you participate in British festivals, you feel yourself in a fairy tale. I recommend you to feel the atmosphere of British celebrations. See you, bye!